We have 15,000 apartments. We add Bitcoin at the purchase. We just bought a $235 million asset out of bankruptcy. We raised enough money to add $100 million of Bitcoin. We loaded it up with Bitcoins. Our cash distributions went down. We loaded it up with this, what we believe is a better asset. We want to merge all that together, ideally become a public company before the end of the year. The Bitcoin explodes. If it goes to 400 or 500 or even $1 million, this is ball players, rappers, business people. You got to pay a heavy price for long periods of time. You're going to be underpaid, underappreciated, underrespected. Nobody's going to notice you, and that's a problem. And then when people start noticing you, they shouldn't notice you for your cars and your clothes and the girl on your arm, or they should notice you because of your work ethic. Could you come teach my people how to do this? Then you have hit the right level. That's when you're going to be overpaid.
I would go out and try to buy a small apartment building for the depreciation, right? Otherwise, I learned that from you. I need the write-offs.
He has misled America so many times now. I'm about to make some massive announcements, possibly on this show today. It's going to be big, bro.
Let's go.
I'm about to rock the Bitcoin community.
Yeah, I think you already rocked it, man. 1,000 Bitcoin acquisition, that's a huge accomplishment. You already rocked it.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk a little bit about this deal you're doing. We talked a little bit about it, Grant, at the Bitcoin conference. Very briefly touched on it, but maybe you can unpack it a little bit more.
Okay.
So I did a little more research on it. I was trying to understand. So, you're buying this residential real estate, and you're taking the cash flow from that, and it's kind of like what Michael Saylor is doing in a way, but you actually have a more legitimate business that's accumulating the Bitcoin, right? You're taking the profits from the operations of the residential real estate, the profit from that, and you're using that to continually stack Bitcoin. Is that correct?
It starts before that, though. We basically find trophy real estate, and that I've been buying. I've been doing that for 30 years. We have 15,000 apartments, and we add Bitcoin at the purchase. So imagine I bought a we just bought a $235 million asset out of bankruptcy. It's best in class, best location. I mean, no exaggeration. This is as quality real estate as you can buy in the country. And the location's just sick. So we know that that's going to be the base, and it will always be there. It's a legitimate enterprise, 366 units times $4,500 a month in rent, with the potential to actually condo the units for $1.5 million each. So that's the real estate play. It'll cash flow, that property will cash flow at about $10 million a year. Rather than taking the $10 million and sending fiat out to people, we're going to take the $10 million and we'll add Bitcoin on a monthly basis. But before we do that, we're going to take the $235 that we paid for the real estate, and at closing, and we closed this deal already, we raise enough money to add $100 million of Bitcoin. So it's no longer a $235 million transaction. It's actually a $335 million transaction that still produces about $4 or $5 million in cash flow.
Nice.
So I'm getting paid $4 million a year. The investors are getting paid. I'm one of the investors, are getting paid approximately, $3 to $4 million a year. We loaded up with Bitcoins. Our cash distributions went down, but we loaded up with this, what we believe is a better asset, which is the Bitcoin. So we have a property now that's best in class, best location, that'll cash flow at 2 or 3% a year, and we still own the Bitcoin. Now, if we sell the real estate off in 5 years, we would expect to make $100 million on the real estate, just as real estate income, just as the rental properties value, the rent goes up. As the rents go up in real estate, the value of the real estate goes up. We could flip the real estate off. We would make $100 million on the real estate and still own our Bitcoin for free.
Love it.
Now, what could happen over 5 years is we keep the real estate and the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin explodes. If it goes to 400 or 500 or even $1 million,
yeah,
we go from like a 50% real estate, 50% Bitcoin to 20% real estate to 80% Bitcoin. But the real estate is so significant, bro. Like if you can own a portfolio of real estate where somehow your liquidity is 5 times, in this case, the Bitcoin is 5 times greater than the real estate, and the real estate is sick.
Yeah.
You have a combination of basically super powered Avenger quality, superhero, assets, one being a real asset and one being a digital asset.
Nice diversified portfolio of extreme hard
Then take that public, and then we don't really know what we have, because now you've got a piece of paper that is supported by two of the. You got to look. Real estate is a 2,000-year-old product, or as long as man's been around, and that's why Bitcoiners and real estate people have so many conversations that are similar.
Yeah.
The difference is we have Bitcoin and now cash flows, real cash flow, not some made up yield concept that's so popular now. Mm-hmm. But we have real estate we have real assets that cash flow. Also, we get the depreciation from the real estate, which you can't get out of Bitcoin.
Well, we're going to talk to you about Bitcoin mining.
Maybe I got to figure out how to mine at that property.
You could get some good depreciation from Bitcoin mining for sure.
100% in year one. Believe it or not.
Well, we get 100% out of this building. So this building at 235 will probably give us 80 to 90 million, maybe $100 million of write-offs in year one.
Oh,
yeah. You cost seg that.
You cost seg it.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I sold off, let's say Bitcoin doubled and I want to sell off half the Bitcoin, we'd sell off half the Bitcoin, we'd have no taxes.
Oh, interesting.
Because of the cost seg.
Yeah.
What about if you keep your Bitcoin, you borrow 30% against it?
Then I have no tax on either.
Yeah. That sounds like even a better idea.
Yeah.
Great. What's your debt stack on an acquisition like that? Where rates are at today, and how would you structure that deal?
We'll structure it 1/3.
Okay.
We'll have 1/3 real estate, 1/3 debt, 1/3 Bitcoin.
Got it.
So it won't really be 50-50. It'll really be a third debt. The debt is more concerning than the real estate exposure or the Bitcoin, by the way. Because I can't predict in 5 years what rates are going to be.
Yeah.
We just did a similar deal yesterday. Closed $104 million deal, $125 million deal with $90 million of debt. We took out some old debt, and we got money at 4.89.
Wow.
For 5 years, fixed, interest only.
What do you think about interest rates right now?
That's a good question.
I think Jerome Powell should be first arrested, and then don't even bother putting him in jail. Just execute him.
You don't think you don't like his $3 billion palace he's building? I mean, what's going on?
I don't like anything about the guy because his goal. I mean, he has misled America so many times now. He created this interest rate problem. There's probably $2 to $3.5 trillion worth of debt that's problematic in this country because of Jerome Powell. He has made single family homes completely unaffordable in this country. The rent, the mortgage, the average mortgage today is somewhere around $3,400. It should be $2,400 or less. And so all you guys out there that are in the single family home space, like, he has destroyed the middle class in America. And all he's trying to do is penalize Donald Trump. He's just trying to hang up Trump from having.
It really does seem that way. I mean,
there's no other explanation. There's been no inflation in our system now for at least 6 months.
Yeah, if you're looking at the Trueflation data, it's under 2% right now. So, I mean, that's the most accurate. But, obviously we know government statistics are totally incompetent, always wrong, always revised.
Even though the Bitcoiners hate the U.S. dollar and a lot of these maximalists are going to be like, the dollar's going away. We're still almost 60% of all the world currencies are traded in dollars. The U.S. dollar's not going away tomorrow.
I don't think it's going away tomorrow either. I think it's going to be a steady debasement over time, which is what we've seen, and hopefully we can prevent that debasement from happening too quickly, like it did with COVID and all the money printing. Because look at the result of that. We did have high inflation for a while, and
we didn't have high inflation because of printing money. We had high inflation because there was supply chains were blocked up.
I think it's a combination of both, honestly. I think, that was absolutely part of the problem, but also we increased the money supply by 50%.
We printed a lot of money very fast.
Very fast.
Yeah.
You
But,
know,
hey man, I mean, what was the biggest print we ever had? The biggest print we ever had was the first dollar that was printed.
yeah, I guess you're right because yeah, I mean that's but
It's immeasurable. The first dollar was the most immeasurable print ever. So that was already the moment, but you need currency, man. Nobody's trading their Bitcoin.
Yeah.
No, very few people are giving their Bitcoin up. They're collecting their Bitcoin. They're going to borrow against it in the future. We still need a currency that moves stuff around. And whether that's a coin or a digital product, I mean, it's all going to still be based in dollars.
I like what's happening to get stable coins and stuff on chain, so we've got a lot of the stable coin legislation that just passed. I mean, that is going to cement the dollar as the global reserve currency for a longer period of time because you're getting the dollar in the hands of, billions of people who don't have access to bank accounts, right? It's like having a wallet is like having an email account, right? Anybody can just set one up and boom, you're in a third world country and all of a sudden, you got a 10-year-old cell phone and now you can be your own bank. I mean, there's something incredibly powerful about that. The way I think about Bitcoin is like, hey, that's your savings account. You store your savings in Bitcoin and then you use your stable coins to do your daily transactions. That's the way that I kind of think about that mold right now.
Yeah.
Grant, how are you on this deal you're doing? How are you handling where are you at on your Bitcoin journey of like thinking about custody of the coins and private keys, public keys? How are you guys dealing with all that inside the fund? Is the money going out immediately to the investors every month? I mean, that's kind of like how we do it when we do like a mining operation setup. Lucas is on one of my couple of my mining LLCs that we do, and we just spit it out every month to the customers, the net profit. Or do you guys hold that within the fund? And how are you doing the custody of that Bitcoin?
Yeah, we hold it within the fund.
Okay.
For obvious reasons, I don't want to say where we hold it or how we hold it, but we hold it within the fund because we want to merge the two animals together, right? To make a super beast. Because you separate them, they're only worth, the real estate's worth what the real estate's worth, and the Bitcoin's worth whatever the market says. But when you merge the two together and then add 12 of them, or acquire an entire company and add hundreds of companies, being the LLCs, the individual real estate purchases. And then when you start using debt on that real estate, that is great debt, by the way. It's like you can get 5 and 10 year fixed money for long periods of time. And it's cash flow positive. That's going to continue to add Bitcoin. We want to merge all that together, ideally become a public company before the end of the year. And get that flywheel effect that Saylor talks about, but have a real asset, a real utility, which is I need someplace to live. As much as I love Bitcoin, I still can't live in my Bitcoin. It's not going to replace real estate.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot because, if you merge those two assets, you really do get something more powerful because, say real estate's not doing well, right? For whatever reason, in Bitcoin's soaring, right? Yeah. It's like, it makes that more attractive and vice versa. Say the price of Bitcoin is like tanking, but that real estate opportunity is still printing money every month. Yeah. You're actually buying more Bitcoin per month. If Bitcoin goes down, that cash flow that the real estate's spitting off, you're buying more Bitcoin. So you're benefiting, while the price of Bitcoin is down to accumulate more Bitcoin. And it's kind of like this beautiful,
symbiotic.
This symbiotic kind of relationship.
Wait till I offer my tenants. We already offer our tenants, when we buy a building, we offer the tenants the opportunity to invest in the building, not to just be a tenant, but to be an investor. Like that property we just did, the average tenant makes $500,000 a year, so they're highly qualified to invest.
So you're buying grade A buildings, like class A assets. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if they sent you the picture of the deal we just did, but it is sitting next to a potential 5-star hotel.
Wow.
Main and Boca. $40 million homes in front of it, ocean views from every window. It's just phenomenal real estate. That you really want to stay with something phenomenal. That's the thing about the real estate people. Like Bitcoin is a phenomenal asset because it's limited in quantity. Can't reproduce it, can't hack it. It's very similar to real estate in that, if you buy great trophy real estate, I mean, it has some bugs in it. I got termites, I got tenants, I mean, real bugs. Right? I got people that are problem, eviction issues, property taxes, blah, blah, blah. I got all that stuff, the plumbing and but I have combined the two and built a public company around it that's never been done before. And we think we have an asset monster. Like there's $4 trillion in REITs, real estate investment trust.
Mm-hmm.
They by their bylaws, they can never have any Bitcoin on their treasuries. Never. They can't even keep cash in their accounts.
Wow.
So that's $4 trillion that has been invested by institutions for the last 20 years. If we get 1% of that, go public and get just 1% of that, I'm a $40 billion company in year one.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're already, would be in the top 30 corporate Bitcoin holders globally. So you already shot up that leaderboard. I think right now, right? So that's
I didn't know that. I don't even know what the leaderboard is.
Yeah. It's on crypto Twitter, it's floating around. So you're up there on the leaderboard.
Well, that's cool. Well, and I feel like my real estate's buying my Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a room about 2 years ago. This is where this kind of started, and it was on Spaces, and it was a debate: real estate, Bitcoin, or stocks. Mm-hmm. And when I got off of the interview, I was defending real estate, right? Mm-hmm. And I said, "But what if you could have all three together?"
Yeah.
And then we don't have a debate. I get the depreciation of the real estate. I get the cash flow of the real estate. I get the rents of the real estate. I get the long-term appreciation of real estate. I get the limited quantity. Like if you really have a great location, it's one of a kind. The Boca deal I just did, it's one of a kind. There's not 21 million of these. There's one on planet Earth in that location. It can never be duplicated. You have to build on top of it to make it go away. So you have that. Then you have the acceleration of the Bitcoin, the volatility and the liquidity, which you don't have in real estate.
Yeah, that's true.
The big problem with the real estate is even if you have it paid for, it's still not liquid.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to liquidate it.
Grant, are you seeing a lot of debt come due for the apartment building space? Are you seeing a lot of good entry opportunities for yourself right now?
This deal had an offer on it of $275 million 5 years ago, and we just bought it out of bankruptcy for $235.
Wow.
It's not a distressed asset. It had distressed debt on it. It had a lender that was tired.
Yeah. I mean, I got a buddy that just bought I think $100 million building in Chicago, and he got it for like $2 or $3 million bucks.
Yeah.
Like that's just insane.
It was office.
Yeah.
Office space is getting crushed right now. In Seattle, it's just brutal.
Even the residential, there's $3.7 trillion worth of debt due over the next 36 months. And if it comes due at 6.5%, that $3.7 trillion of debt is probably only worth $2.5 trillion.
Wow.
Yeah.
So somebody's got to fix $1.2 trillion, which means all those real estate values come down temporarily. Look, real estate is always a debt issue. It's never a real estate issue. Real estate doesn't go down. It gets over levered.
Yeah.
And when the debt's due, the value has to come down. But the two are tied together. You really never have a real estate correction without having a debt issue first.
Do you think that's relevant to Powell potentially lowering interest rates? If he doesn't lower interest rates, do you think this could cause a major problem?
100%.
That's what you just said.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's either a major problem or a major opportunity right now.
Yeah.
And if you're a buyer, it's an opportunity. We bought from most of the multifamily in this country is owned by insurance companies. Most people don't know that, but it's not Blackstone. It's insurance companies, MetLife, New York Life, Nuveen, these Prudential, and they invest in real estate because they know they need 20, 30 years when your life expires and they have an $80,000, you had an $80,000 death benefit. They're paying it out of the proceeds from that real estate over long periods of time. They're happy to get 3 or 4% on a real estate building, knowing it'll deliver that for 30 years. So we're buying that stuff for 30 and 40% below replacement cost right now.
Wow. Yeah. Construction costs are just ridiculous. Yeah.
And guys that anybody out there trying to buy right now the way we are, like you're looking for stuff that was bought 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years, or 10 years ago. That's basically what you're looking for. If you just go back and say, when was the loan done? 21, boom, it's available. 20, it was available. 17 or 18, it's coming due. Like you're looking for debt that's expiring today, because when the maturity's up, the maturity's up.
Yeah.
And they have to refinance at that higher rate. Why do
Yeah.
you think they do that? Why don't they do it?
Or you look for an institution that has 80 or 90,000 units. A third of it would have been bought 10 years ago, a third of that portfolio probably 5 years ago, and another third 3 years ago. The 3 and the 5 year stuff is all underwater. You're not going to buy that. Okay, if it's a well capitalized, super strong insurance company, they're not going to sell the 3 year or the 5 year. They're going to go back and sell the 10 year stuff because they have a lot of equity tied up in it. So they can take that equity and rebalance their 3 and 5 year problems.
That makes sense. Wow. I was having
Now, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but now you have an opportunity, by the way. If you buy something 40% below, you have an opportunity now to take, let's say it was a 10 and now it's a 6. You have the opportunity now to add those 4 points of Bitcoin and still be back at a replacement cost going forward when the debt market fixes. So you basically got that 4 points of Bitcoin for free. If you believe in inflation.
Yeah.
If you believe that that we always have to have inflation. Like, I believe inflation is a good thing, not a bad thing.
Really? I'm on the opposite of that. Okay, explain that thought process.
Well, dude, because I'm not a consumer, I'm an investor.
Oh, that's true.
I want inflation. If you own
Yeah.
property, you want inflation.
Yeah.
I mean, when Bitcoin goes up, it's that's an inflation.
Yeah. Yeah. Grant, what would you say to your average consumer out there, right? Say your average person's earning 6 figures. They're trying to figure out how to grow their wealth. What do they do? What do they do? How do they invest today?
I would tell you not to worry about investing today. I would tell you to learn how to invest in your skill set, trade time for money. I would tell you not to worry about being an investor today. Worry about investing in yourself. Make yourself a freaking superstar. If you're not going to be a superstar, you're never going to make any money. And if you don't make money, income is your biggest problem in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's how much money can I get somebody to give me? And then now what I do with that money, that's another thing. But in the very beginning, you need income. Nobody has a debt problem. You don't even have a spending problem. You have an income problem. Okay. If I have enough income, neither one of the other two things will ever bother me. And unfortunately, most people never get good enough at anything to ever be overpaid to do anything.
Yeah.
And so, like, in my lifetime, I always knew, man, I'm going to be underpaid most of my life. And one day, if I'm lucky, one day I'm going to get overpaid. And, this is ball players, rappers, business people. But you got to pay a heavy price, dude. You got to pay a heavy price for long periods of time. You're going to be underpaid, underappreciated, underrespected. Nobody's going to notice you. And that's a problem. And then when people start noticing you, they shouldn't notice you for your cars and your clothes and the girl on your arm, or, they should notice you because of your work ethic. They should be asking you, like, rather than what watch is that you have on, okay? Rather than asking about my watch, bro, where do you get your work ethic from? Where do you get your energy from, dude? Like, how do you show up here every day? How do you get that? When people start asking, if they're not asking you that, it's because you don't have that.
Yeah.
And when they start asking you that, then they're going to start offering you jobs. That's one level. That's one level. Like, hey, dude, I want to hire you. Like, hey, dude, I want to hire you. But the next level above that, I'm echoing.
Echoing, Maddie.
Sorry, guys.
Come on, Maddie. What are you doing?
What's going on, Paul? Do you have the mic on? Maybe you have your mic on. Yeah, we had technical difficulties. We're in Florida, so
What's that got to do with it, bro?
sunny over Naples, Florida. No, we're in Naples, man. We're over here in Naples, but there's a lot of storms going on, so took everything out.
So what I was saying,
The echo is pretty bad.
Okay, let me fix that.
Just
that's better. So what I was saying was, if I can remember what I was saying,
Work ethic.
yeah, dude, like, people should be paying attention to your work ethic. So now they're going to be like, hey, Lucas, I want to hire you. That's not really a compliment. Okay. That's really like, you're going to be my guy, right? The next level above that of work ethic is they know they can't hire you. They're like, wow, dude, you got such mad game that could you come teach my people how to do this? Then you have hit the right level. That's when you're going to be overpaid. Until then, you know, you're not a Tiger Woods. You want to be that exceptional level. The problem with being an athlete or a rapper rather than a businessman or a businesswoman, I'm promoting that people give up these crazy shark careers because they're short. They're that long. Like I've been running game, man, since I was 20 years old. I'm 40. I'm 47 years. I've been running my game, and my contract is like till the end of my life because I don't need my knees. I don't need my ankles. Like I'm not being paid for some talent that has a shelf life of 3 or 4 or 5 years to all the ball players out there and all the kids out there that want to be a rapper or a celebrity. Give up the celebrity shit, bro. There's very few celebrities that last 50, 60, 70 years. You could be in business and last forever.
Yeah. Yeah. And Grant, what I do is we mentor and coach a lot of residential realtors. And this is an industry where a person could come in and they can make $250K, $500,000 a year. And you would be shocked. I mean, for me, when I started, like that was life-changing. Your sales book, 10X rule, everything that you teach, I took to it and I learned the craft. But nowadays, that work ethic is something that's so rare. Like people just don't have it. This new generation is coming out of college and they've already mentally given up. They're like, shoot, so like homes are $1 million. I don't want to go to the office 40, 50 hours a week. I don't even want to go to the office. So it makes it tough, right? It makes it tough for these kids to.
How old are you?
I'm 33.
Yeah, bro, let me tell you, okay? This was a problem 33 years ago.
Really?
It's just not a new problem.
Wow.
This idea that your generation is lazier than my generation, it's not true, bro. Humans aren't even lazy. They have quit. They gave up. They're in apathy. Okay. Yeah. They're like, there's no way for me to get the ring. That's the problem. Nobody's thinking big enough. Nobody's thinking about like I did this video. When you said they make 250 to 500, maybe you saw the video where I was shaming everyone that makes less than 400 grand a year.
Yeah.
And basically the video, people took it out of context and it went viral, but I said, look, if you make 400 grand a year, I don't even know how you feel good about yourself as a man or a husband or a father.
Michael.
You should be disgusted with yourself. Like this was a video that was designed. I was speaking to an audience and trying to inspire this audience to go make $4 million and quit thinking 400 grand's a lot of money. Cause the truth is it's not. And, a lot of people got upset about it, but the truth is 400 grand is not what it used to be.
Yeah.
And you can't really do anything with 400 grand. 160 is going to the government. You're down to 240. You're making $20,000 a month. Seems like a lot of money if you grew up poor.
Yeah.
But your house is going to cost you $6,000 or $7,000. Now you're down to 13. You're going to spend money on kids and marriages and divorces and issues and health problems and blah 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 blah. And inflation's going to continue to happen. And that's why people hate inflation because they don't earn enough money.
Yeah. If
you earned a lot of money, you would not care about inflation. If you had a lot of assets, you would pray for inflation.
Yeah.
So when the Fed prints, I get excited. I'm like, thank God that they're finally printing again. Print, baby, print. Because I'm a hustler. Okay. And when they print more money, I know immediately, and I just ask your audience to consider this. When they print more money, that means there's more money available for you. Mm. That does not mean things became more expensive. In the first print, if you print $10 trillion today, the money hasn't been distributed yet. So there is no inflation. Printing money is not inflationary by itself. The money has to be distributed. Now, if they print 10 trillion and I get 8, I can pay anything I want for everything I want. So I will inflate everywhere I go because all of a sudden I got a big stack, right? Yeah. If it's distributed equally amongst everyone, well, I know that most people are going to spend it on tennis shoes and fucking belts and bullshit and trips. And I know I'm going to get it because it's going to recycle back to the guys that want the money, not guys that want the stuff that money buys.
The things. Yeah. 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 One thing you've taught me, when I was starting my journey is get in the flow of money, get around money.
Yeah.
And that was such a critical lesson when I was getting started, man, you know, because it rubs off on you, doesn't it? And it raises your temperature of what's normal.
Yeah. And this is such an important lesson, man. You have to get around the stuff. Like if you like clothes and you're broke, go in that shop that has Brioni suits. And then look at the price, feel it, find something you love, feel it, touch it, smell it, and then look at the price. And it's going to be $10,800. And you're going to be like, God damn. If you like watches, go look at them, but don't buy them. Okay. If you like planes, you don't need to buy one, dude. You need to get close to them and look at them. Don't say no to them. Go look at them and see what they cost. $58 million for a new plane or $70 million or whatever it is, bro. Like dream. Like lift. You got to lift the target. If you can't see it, if you can't look for it. And so, you know, what most people do, and I did this, I know I'm a very aware person of myself and my own limitations. And I just know I did these things. I grew up in Lake Charles, Louisiana. And if you said anything like, you should get a boat, a yacht, or Joe bought a boat, I'll be like, that's stupid. I would immediately say it was stupid to buy a boat or a car or a watch or go on a trip because I couldn't afford it. It was my way of saying I can't have it, was to say I don't want it. And then somebody said, you know what, man, let me take you out on my boat. And then I was like, wow, bro, this is amazing. We went fishing for the day. I said, what does it cost? What did the gasoline cost? Okay. What did the oil cost to put in the boat? What did the engines cost? What did it cost to take us out fishing? I started associating that with, wow, like, okay, who has that much money? And this is what you're saying, Lucas, is like, you have to get connected to people that are doing things that might not make sense to you. A guy did me the biggest favor. Today he's worth 17 or 18 billion. At the time he was worth 4. And I was spending time with him. And he's like, Grant, what do you want from me? Because I've been hanging around him. He knew I wanted something. And I said, you know, Bob, what I really want is, man, can I just look at your accounts? He's like, what do you mean? I said, I just want to see. I want to see your financial statement. To understand somebody that's worth $4 billion, what do your statements look like? He's like, yeah, sure, man, here. They said, log him in, log Grant in. He wants to look at my stuff, you know, give him whatever he wants. I saw one account with $400 million in it. It's $416 million. I couldn't believe it. I'd never seen a number that big. I mean, on somebody's statement. That changed my life, man. Okay, because now, and I say this all the time, man, if you can see it, you can have it.
Love it.
And so when I saw it, I'm like, he has, I don't know, what is that, 9 figures? $416 million? Yeah, 9.
Figures. There
was 9 numbers on one statement. That was one statement. I knew there was 10 more of these, by the way. And I'm like, if he can have that, I can have that.
Wow.
And the fact that I got close to him and got next to him and spent time with him, that's what people need today. You don't need more information. You need to get next to people that will show you what they're doing. You need to get on that private jet. Yeah. Just walk on it. Just see if you can walk on it, dude. Like, you know, if you can't walk on it, go look at them from
Grant, when can we walk on it, man?
Let's walk on it, Grant.
Yeah, I can do that. When you guys are in Miami, I'm taking delivery of a plane here in the next 30 days. So I'll bring you guys out there. We'll do a whole little add-on to this interview.
We'll walk to it. I love it.
And that's why we need some mentors, man. We don't. Yeah. I don't really have any, so.
Yeah, that's why I show my shit off. I don't show my shit off to brag. I show my shit off to give people access.
Yeah, and to give you your flowers here, Grant, like I noticed that a lot of individuals, the wealthier they get, like they want to disappear, dude. They don't want to be public. Yeah. So, you know, thank you for everything that you do, because it's very easy for you to do the complete opposite and just go into the shadows and enjoy your wealth, your family, and your money, and keep your peace and privacy instead of doing what you're doing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you saying that. And because there's a lot of shit that comes with, showing.
Yeah.
And even from the wealthy people. I had a guy, he's worth probably 8 or 9 times what I'm worth. He's worth 8 or 9, maybe $10 billion today. His name's Dick, and he is actually a dick. And he's one of those rich people you just described perfectly. They got rich, and now the only people they show their rich shit to are their rich buddies. So it becomes a closed little cycle of rich people. And they don't show the world anything, and then they get private and they show their little baubles that are $500,000 on their wife's neck. And they talk about 3 planes that they have. And I'm like, Dick's like, Grant, why do you show your shit off? I said, why don't you show your shit off, dude? You are the American dream, bro. You made it. And the only people you share your shit with are your buddies that already have your shit. And there's all these kids out there. There's all these kids out there that will never see what it looks like to be on a private plane, other than an Instagram influencer that probably doesn't even own the plane.
Yeah. Maybe that's why the culture has gotten to the point it's gotten to, where, being wealthy and, creating jobs and creating opportunities and creating value now is like a thing that's looked down upon almost. It's like the complete opposite of the American culture, right? We've got the mayor of New York is about to be we're about to have a socialist mayor of New York.
That is the craziest thing. That guy is
grocery stores. I mean, this is the point where we're at right now. It's just kind of wild, but that's a great point, Grant. That's a lot of great points. And I want to go back to the inflation. I kind of had technical difficulties. We didn't really get in that conversation, but I mean, if you own assets, and I don't own anywhere near as amount of assets as you do, but I also own assets, and when they print money, my shit goes up, right? Like my portfolio goes up, and the question is how much of that is real and how much of that is just asset inflation, right? I don't know, but owning hard assets, obviously, you kind of get ahead. The rich get richer because they own assets, right? And the poorest people, they see their rents go up, they see all of the things around them go up, and they don't, maybe they're not educated, whatever it is, they don't get ahead, they get behind, right? And your mentality is kind of like, hey, level the fuck up, level up, take some personal ownership and personal accountability. And I like that.
Dude, you need assets, not bracelets.
Yeah.
You need to put some ET on your ass. Assets, right? Put some ET on your ass, man. You need assets. People are accumulating shit, dude. They're buying bicycles and motorcycles and cars. All these things go down in value.
Yeah.
I go buy a plane. The first time I bought a plane, I went to my buddies and said, what do you think? Oh, don't do it. Another buddy, don't do it. Oh my God, they cost forever. They're going to zero. They all go to zero. I went to my 2 billionaire friends. They said, yeah, you should absolutely buy a plane. Time is money, bro. The only people that told me to buy the plane were the people that could buy the plane.
Mm-hmm.
And one of these guys was my buddy Bob. He's like, he could buy 20 of those. But he doesn't, because he doesn't need it. He doesn't travel like that. But I used it in my business. So time is money, and people just have their priorities fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
No offense, but like the residential real estate guy, they should sell homes, not buy them.
Yeah.
The residential real estate agent should not own a home. You should be outside of your home. You're never going to get a listing at your house.
Yeah.
You should rent where you live, and you should sell all the homes you can in the community.
Grant, really quick on that. I think I'm gonna push back on that a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's very dependent on your market. Because I think I've seen in my market, I've been doing this for 10 years. I've sold 750 houses. There are people where if I didn't get them into their house, they're fucked. But their house is their little nest egg. They got 150K, 200K in equity. It's the best thing they ever did in their life.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think
it's not the best thing they ever did in their life. That's the bullshit, bro. This is what Maddie said earlier. Maddie just said, hey, the reason the house went up is because they printed.
Yeah.
It doesn't produce income. You guys never do all the math, okay? You never do all the math on the real estate, okay? The real estate, the house, The
The way
average
they do
home,
the loan is a fucking scam.
dude, come on, it's fucking, bro. If they called mortgages rent, nobody would do it. And a mortgage is a fucking name for rent, with a longer term, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just 300 times longer than the average term of a lease.
I saw something the other day though about how they
And you don't own it,
calculate
by the way.
interest and how it goes over time. It's like you end up paying 3 to 4 times what the actual value of the house is.
Right.
Exactly. A $400,000 house, you're paying 70% over 10 years. You're going to pay 20% for property tax. You're going to pay another 10%. I'm sorry, for 30 years. You're going to pay 30 points. This is 60 points right here. 2 times 30. That's 60 points for property tax. You're going to pay 30 points for maintenance. You're going to pay, dude, I don't even have PMI in there. PMI is the biggest bullshit product in the universe.
Mortgage insurance. Yeah.
That's a point and a half. That's 45%. So you have to make 75, 135. You'd have to make 205% over 30 years on that house. That house has to go from 400 grand to $1.2 million for you to break even. And you can't tell me in 30
I
years.
only buy in Naples.
Well, even in Naples, dude, in
My house doubled
2008.
in like 2 years.
Yeah. It's same here in Seattle.
Yeah,
Same
but
here.
if you bought in Naples in 2008, you didn't get your money back.
You
for
would get
Yeah,
crushed.
true.
Yeah. I think timing matters. I think I don't know. I still believe for your average American, I think at the stage
Well, it's
that
better
I'm
than
at,
sitting on the cash.
I
Because
know,
I
but,
agree.
no,
I
but
agree.
Lucas, you're confusing me now. You're starting to talk about the average American. This is why you're upset with your brokers, because you keep going back to this average conversation.
Yeah.
And I don't have that conversation in my life. I'm like, I don't want to be average.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the middle. No offense if you want to be in the middle, but the middle is purgatory. You're not in heaven and you're not in hell. And you don't even know which one you're going to.
oh man.
Like, bro, just get me on the road. If I'm going to hell, I just need to get down there and start negotiating with the devil. I do not want to be in the middle. I want to find out where the F am I at right now so I can start dealing with the circumstances. This doubt, this being in the middle thing, this idea that the middle class, that our parents were sold, by the way, a completely different middle class.
Yeah.
My parents, different than even yours. Yours had a warning. Mine didn't. My parents getting into the middle was moving into a wealth class. This is the 1950s and 60s.
Yeah, you could have a single family home with 5 bedrooms and a vacation house and the cars, and the wife stayed home. It was, that was the middle class. It was like,
It was real middle. It was really a wealth class.
yeah,
Today, the middle class is not what it was in the 50s and 60s.
you're 100% right.
It's not a lift up, dude. It's sideways and down.
It's honestly like I don't even personally I don't even want to take income because of the taxes. I just reinvested in my business and all my stuff because I don't want to recognize. I don't want to send 30% of my money, 35% of my money to go fund wars and do all this shit. Like I just I just reinvested in equipment and get the the depreciation off of it and grow my spigot. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the other benefit of like the investment properties I'm talking about. I can take 4 houses that are 400 grand, get income from them, write off 200,000 of it. You can't do that with a house. You can write off maybe on that house you could write off $2,700 this year in depreciation.
Yeah.
If I made that an investment rather than a house, okay, the next thing you know, man, I have a write-off, I have cash flow. That's what people should be doing. They should, your residential guys should be selling homes to people that want homes. No matter how many times I say this, people are going to still buy a house. You tell a drug addict not to use drugs, he's still going to use them.
Yeah.
You tell a damn degenerate gambler not to gamble, he's still going to gamble. You tell the shit coiners not to buy the shit coin, they're going to fucking buy 10 of them.
I'm gonna do it.
So a degenerate is a degenerate. And what the real estate agents should be doing, though, is they should be collecting their commissions and investing that money in the community and owning cash flow assets, using the cash flow from the assets to buy their Bitcoin.
That's like the conversation we had the other day, Lucas. I mean, Lucas has 2 LLC, like mining LLC operations with me. He's like, holy shit, this is amazing. This is way better than, putting it into a home. And
the returns are just, the returns are just crazy. And And it's always, for me as well, is like every year I would go out and try to buy a small apartment building for the depreciation, right? Otherwise, I learned that from you. I need the write-offs, but it's always a hassle, at the scale. It's a scale that I'm at. I mean, you have a team, but for me, like I'm managing the cost seg, I'm dealing with the property managers, I'm dealing with all the BS. It makes money. The returns are good.
Yeah.
But these mining operations are just hitting, like the depreciation, the monthly payout. It's been great.
I mean, I told them, don't sell off all your real estate, keep diversify, right? Like don't put all your eggs in one basket. Obviously the times are good right now. Bitcoin's at all time high. You put 500K into a mining op, it's going to do, 3-4 times what you do in the same for residential real estate per month. But, things can change, diversify.
Yeah. Grant, are you looking into anything aside from Bitcoin right now in the crypto space, or just focus on Bitcoin?
And it doesn't mean that I'm not discounting the other opportunities out there. There's only so many things I can understand.
Yeah.
We're going to take this company public, so I got my hands full with that. That's what I was doing right before this call, or two calls before that. So we're gonna basically aggregate all these properties and merge them together, and then pull them up into a public entity by the end of the year is our goal. And either do a reverse merger or an IPO, either later this year or first of next year, and become a large real estate Bitcoin investment vehicle.
I love it. Let's go.
But if I could get my head around the Ripples and the Solanas and the whatever's coming next, I mean, it's going to be a lot of stuff, hopefully. Like, I hope the industry continues to expand. There'll be a lot of losers.
Yeah.
There'll be more losers than winners.
Sure. Just like the internet era, right? There was more losers than winners, and that's just part of the game, right? And if you focus on Bitcoin, I mean, Bitcoin is like this idea of absolute scarcity. No other coin project, has that ethos built in. So you've got that, unchanging, decentralized mechanic behind it. This idea of only 21 million, absolutely scarce. No human can change that. I think that's a great, 99% of the people who get involved in this space, I mean, if they just focus on that, solving that problem, giving people that way to store their wealth in an asset that can't be debased, I think is a powerful thing. So yeah, you don't have to look any further than that.
Yeah. And we figured out we're onboarding people without them having to read the Bitcoin standard. I'm onboarding people that do not have to do the 100 hours that Saylor talks about.
Yeah.
I'm onboarding people that believe in real estate, love real estate. I don't have to sell the idea of real estate. I show the real estate.
That's a great point. That's a very good point, because a lot of people are skeptical.
And they get the Bitcoin. Okay. Like the problem with the Bitcoin community is they're trying to always educate people on Bitcoin, and it doesn't work. Like, literally does not work. Nobody's having success. You can't even talk your mom into it. So it's so over people's head, like Bitcoin's going to change the world and it's going to solve every problem, and it's about a debasement. And I'm like, what are you talking about? The Fed's a terrible institution. And I'm like, what do you want me to do, man? You want me to get rid of the dollar that I have in my pocket? It says "In God We Trust." I literally pray to this thing. I've been saving it for 80 years, and now you're telling me to get rid of it, and it's going to go away.
80 years ago, it said something different. It didn't say "In God We Trust," Grant. It said redeemable for this amount of gold, redeemable for less amount of gold. And then it started saying "In God We Trust."
I think it always said "In God We Trust," though, bro. I think they always played the God card.
No, I saw, on X, there's a great account, Nick Szabo. He shared, actual dollar note over $20 note over periods of time, and you just see, on the note how it changed. Redeemable for this gold, redeemable for less gold, redeemable for less gold, and then all of a sudden, right where it said redeemable for gold, it says "In God We Trust."
Yeah,
classic. It boiled the frog slowly over decades.
Yeah, and I just think that we created a vehicle where people can onboard and get what appears to be the Bitcoin for free. They're buying the real estate asset, and it comes with Bitcoin.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't need to explain it.
Yeah.
80% of the people that have invested with us on these first 5 funds have no Bitcoin. 50% of them have never invested with me. They didn't want to buy just the real estate because it was boring to them, even though it was a trophy real estate. Like, it's too conservative, Grant. It's just too conservative. When I added the two together, it was like, I'll put money in that.
I like it.
Our check size tripled.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can take the thing public, you'll get even. I mean, it's be huge.
It'll be
I think it's a
crazy.
good idea. Well, we're happy to help in any way we can. Promote the
Well,
message, talk about it.
Yeah, I'll be letting you know. I'll be letting you know something here in a second.
Well,
So
we would love for you to make this announcement in DC come end of September.
yeah.
We have Michael Saylor in attendance. We've got Cynthia Lummis.
where's that voice coming from, man?
I'm the man behind
The
it.
hidden voice.
He's the
Oh, boy.
voice in your head, man. Nobody else hears him, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, maybe by when is it? When's your gig?
This is
So,
happening.
I'm here. I'm here on behalf of Bitcoin Day. They're asking me to talk to you and try to get you to come out to BTC in DC, which I think is www.btcindc.com. Is that correct, Paul?
That's correct.
And then
it's
if you-
btcndc.com, and there's a 10% discount if you use Bitcoin Day upon checkout.
Your brother's going to be there, Grant. Gary's going
Okay.
to be there. Yeah.
I think it's September 30th to October 1st. That's what I'm looking at here in my notes.
Yeah, well, I'd love to come to it. We could always work something out. We'll figure it out.
All right.
Awesome. You heard it here.
The guy who
said it.
he handles all our curated mining operations. He took over kind of helping with Bitcoin Day. So he asked me to do this.
Yeah.
Try to.
Well, it's like I was with Donald Trump one day. I said, man, Mr. Trump, I'd love to have you. He wasn't the president at the time. I think he still wanted me to call him the president, but I said, I would love to have you speak at one of my deals. He's like, Grant, we can work something out.
We could work something out.
We can work something out,
What do you think? What do you think of Trump? Have you seen his recent executive orders from yesterday? I wanted to ask you about that. I guess. Guess what? I get to have a bank account now because I'm in crypto. So I guess he put it in there that they can't discriminate against political reasons or whatever.
He's a beast,
obviously.
bro. This guy's a beast.
Yeah.
This guy's a beast. And if you think like him or don't like him, like just look at what he likes.
Yeah.
He loves real estate. He likes crypto. He hates banks. This isn't a new thing, by the way. He's always hated banks.
Yeah.
Most people don't know this, but he had the plaza taken from him because of too much debt.
Really.
His family hate bankers.
Mm.
Okay,
Well,
they've always hated bankers.
Apparently, the Biden administration they pressured J.P. Morgan, I think, at Bank of America to cut off all of his bank accounts too. So I guess I wasn't the only one with my bank accounts getting closed over the past 4 years. It's kind of crazy to target a former president. I mean,
He's been
can't have that
canceled.
stuff happening.
He's been shot at.
Yeah.
He's been bank defied. The kids were too. They've been prosecuted. So whether you like him or not, just invest around him. He loves real estate. He loves depreciation. Everybody kept saying, "Do you think he's going to bring back the bonus depreciation?" Like, I'll bet everything I have. I'll bet he brings it back. Why? Because he hates taxes.
Yeah.
He said it for years. He's like, I don't pay taxes. So just bet on. He loves real estate. He loves Bitcoin. He loves the cryptos. His boys are loaded up. He's got Secretary of Commerce, the Treasury.
Lutnick.
Aikens, the whole lineup is all crypto friendly.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's what a change we've seen in the past. I couldn't be happier, man. It's like night and day. I 4 years ago I was wasting time trying to, they closed my bank account here. I got to go deal with this, and I got to go. Yeah. Oh, should I tell them that I do crypto, I do Bitcoin mining? Should I say that in the interview, or should I just say I'm a data center, right? Or it's like playing these little games, and meanwhile I got 10, 20, 30 employees that have families and kids that I can't pay. It's like, what the fuck am I wasting my time on dealing with this? And it's just for me, it's just such a night and day difference, right? From what 4 years can bring.
And I'm here in Seattle. In Seattle, it's so crazy. You see visibly the energy of the city, how much has shifted. People are back to work. You see police cars out. You see people looking each other in the eyes and greeting each other. It's like the economy is back. People are a little bit more alive than they were in the last 4 years.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's good to see. It's good to see. Yeah. Well, Grant, I wanted to thank you so much for your time as always. We're always cheering you on, man. I love to see what you're doing and thank you for all you're doing. You've had a huge impact on a lot of us, and I can't wait to see what's next for you, man.
I'm pulling for you guys too. I want everybody to do great things, and everybody watching right now, anytime I see somebody hustling and working and learning, I grew up, I've been hustling since I was 10 years old, trying to figure out, okay, how do I become a man? How do I become responsible? How do I become proud of myself? How do I, become a professional? All along the way, looking for how to up my game a little bit, and how to become a family man and a good husband and a father. Still work on those things every day. So all you guys out there pulling and pushing and, hustling and struggling, man, I'm pulling for you. And, I want great things for everybody. And everybody can achieve anything that anything you want to achieve, you can achieve. And if I can be an example or a source of inspiration for anybody, I'm happy to be. And for the haters, I'm happy to fuel your bullshit too.
Great. Let me ask you one final question. Just that kind of pulling on that thread, as a young entrepreneur, something I struggle with is, my kids, like time, hustling, like, working, like the balance of that. Like, do you have any advice? Obviously you're a little bit older than us, your kids are probably a little bit more grown.
Yeah, my kids are 13 and 16.
Okay, yeah. I've got a 7-year-old and one more on the way.
Yeah, dude. First thing I would tell you is homeschool. Get them out of the school system. And they could be listening to this interview right now. And they're none of them are too young to hear this. Let them hear it now when they're 7.
Okay.
And
I'm homeschooling my son this year, so
yeah, that's awesome, dude. Homeschooling's fantastic. I mean, it takes responsibility, but you're going to pay now or you're going to pay later. Turning them over to strangers means you're going to pay later. And who knows, the teacher might walk in there with red hair or something. But yeah, I would tell you the homeschool.
Grant's friendly today. He's had his coffee today.
Yeah,
I like it.
man. If you can get them in a communication course, my kids both of them have done. There's 3 communication courses delivered by the Church of Scientology that are phenomenal, unbelievable. My kids have been speaking to audiences since they were 6 and 7 years old. We gave them the stage. They see us doing it, but they also had the training and the education on how to communicate. What does it mean to really communicate and look at someone, duplicate the communication? I think it's the greatest skill set that a kid can be given is the ability to communicate with anyone about anything in any situation. And while you might not understand everything they're saying, at least be able to duplicate and be present while you're having that communication. And because it gives a kid a tremendous amount of confidence to be able to move around the planet.
Love that. Grant, thank you so much for your time today.
You guys are great, man. Thank you guys for having me.
Appreciate it.
Send me the data. Give me the data on the September event. DC. It's in DC. Let me set it up here. It's in DC. What are the dates?
Well, let's see here. We can pull it up here.
Yep. It is September 30th through October 1st at the
Kennedy Center.
Correct.
Yeah, I can go 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, all days, whatever. I'm sure you guys have some discounted tickets for early registration. And who knows, maybe Grant Cardone will show up with my brother Gary.
Oh, we'd love to see it. We'd love to see it.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. We've got a discount code Bitcoin Day. Use that for 10% off. And we can put you on an all-star panel 1 day, all days. We'll talk. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Grant.
guys.
We're gonna
Appreciate it.
try to get Jerome Powell to show up. We'll put you on a panel with
Right
Tom.
now, we've
Bro,
got
if you bring Jerome Powell, bro, like the only other person you could bring is Anthony Fauci, and I'll up them both the same day. I'm convinced that Anthony Fauci and Jerome Powell are basically extensions of one another. Because notice the commonality they have. Okay, Fauci was selling an invisible product called COVID. He was selling the mandate, the vaccine.
We didn't have that in Florida, so I don't know.
Well, yeah, you kind of did, though. I was here, too, but you did kind of have it.
For like a week. It was like a week, kind of like everyone was like, oh.
But you still had the fear. It was still sold nationwide and around the world, right? Mm-hmm. So, and I was in Florida, too, so I understand. But he was selling something that was invisible. We didn't know where it came from. We didn't know who did it. We didn't know what the results could be. We didn't know who it would affect. But it affected everybody. It was terrifying. What is inflation? Jerome Powell's inflation. Invisible, don't know the source of it, don't know who it's going to affect. See, they're just invisible things, right? And when one couldn't be sold anymore, which was the mandate to the vaccine, when America no longer bought the bullshit, Democrats and Republicans like, enough, I don't care anymore. I'm ready to get sick. I don't want to hear about it.
So I
When
felt.
that ended, we went to Ukraine. I said, as soon as the vaccine bullshit ends, we'll be at war, and we were. America didn't buy the war in Ukraine. We wouldn't support it. So as soon as America realized, the Biden administration realized we wouldn't do that, boom, rates went up, and they started inflicting this new inflation. That's invisible, by the way. Nobody can actually explain it. It's manufactured. It's bullshit, folks. It's the whole thing's bullshit. I want inflation.
Oh man. Yes, man. If you own assets, inflation is good. Sadly, it's crazy how many people don't own assets, which is just insane. It's sad.
Big takeaway. Put some ET on your ass, man.
Yes, all right, Grant.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Hope to talk again soon. Thanks so much, Grant.